I see Enoch has just joined in.
Morning, well done, Enoch.
I want to wait for Enoch to respond before I say anything more. Can you hear Enoch?
What time did you guys get back?
Okay, now listen to
the story.
I first of all want to commend Jan. Jan got dropped off in Bedford last night because we were much later leaving than we anticipated. So we dropped her off at about what time, Jan? 8:30?
7-ish.
It was 7-ish. Okay. And she left early this morning so she could come through to do leaving to go to Kenton. But she left early enough so she could get to a point so she could still lead the thing. So Jan, congratulations on being so committed that despite the fact that you need to travel to go and join your husband, that you're on. So give her a big hand clap for that one. But now
yay! That's our Jan.
An extra big hand clap to Enoch. We got home at 11 o'clock last night. Jan, on just before Fish River Bridge, we came across a car.
There's a little car park there.
Yeah, we came. Oh, okay, that's the rest of the story. We came across a car with 3 adults and 4 kids, and piles of luggage. They'd hit a pothole and had a blowout. We were there over an hour with Enoch attempting to get the wheel nuts off to replace the wheel. Then when we got the wheel nuts off, we couldn't get the wheel off the rim. I mean, the tire and the rim off the wheel hub. And we had phone calls back and forwards to a service in town. We then got back into Grahamstown, where it had already started to rain. Enoch then took his bakkie with his spare wheel, which was the same size. We'd phoned the family who were already home, took his bakkie with the spare wheel, which was the same size as that car. And obviously there's an issue on that one. And he drove all the way back to 50 kilometers to the bridge to go and find the people and do what he can. And I got a message from Shane this morning after I got up to say that Enoch got back to Grahamstown at 3 o'clock this morning, and he's now online. And I just think that is unbelievable.
The Good Samaritan.
That's wonderful. Well, we met Enoch on Saturday, and it was such a lovely chat, and it was lovely to meet you, Enoch. You're amazing.
Oh wow, you guys are also so amazing. It's something that you have done for me. It's all through the intervention of this business. I wasn't always like this. Yeah, when I met Michelle, I was a completely different person. I wasn't the kind of person who would actually do all of that. I actually come out of my shell and say hello to Marilisa. Nah, I was very introverted. And from what I saw yesterday, it was hard for us to leave those family on the side of the road. I mean, look, Mark stopped, and when we looked at the car, there was just all ladies in the car and children, and she stuck her hand out when she realized that there was a car coming. And it was late at night, and they were literally calling out for help. Maybe they were praying. They told us that they were praying, and it was only God's intervention that actually brought us to their path. When I start thinking about it, there wasn't a car that drove past. And when I went back to go get them with my spare wheel, there wasn't a car also. No car came by. And they were just huddled up in the little car. And so, look, a long story short, I helped those guys get home with my bakkie. I got my spare wheel and I counted 4 holes, and I saw that the tire would fit, but when I got there, it wouldn't fit. 4 holes, all right, but it just wouldn't fit, and they wouldn't line up. And so I had to load their luggage and their whole family in the back of my bakkie, and I took them home. And when we got to their house, I offloaded their things for them, and then I got home. So the car is still there. I told her this morning that I will come and help her get a proper tire put on, and on her spare wheel, which I loaded and I brought to Grahamstown. And then we will eventually get that car from the side of the road, and we will get it here. I mean, the family was so grateful and they were so touched, but that was the least we could do for them. There was just no way we could have. I wouldn't have been able to sleep. Let me say that. So it is great when I look at myself in the mirror. I really don't recognize the man that I've I've become because of this business, and the experiences that I'm having are life changing. It's, if it was me or anyone else on the side of the road and anyone did what I did for them, it would have been a blessing. It would have been a blessing for me. They just couldn't believe it. The lady just kept on thinking that, no, I don't think this guy is gonna come. It's so strange. I don't think these guys are South Africans. I don't think these guys. I'm like, yeah, we are real people, just like you and me. Just that God has led us to your path, and that is how it works in life. So thanks for allowing me to share. And I just got up and I got home and everyone else was sleeping, so I just got up. It was great meeting you, Marilisa, and your husband, whose name I'm not remembering now. Is it Donald? Sorry, remind me, please. Howard, and I loved hearing Howard's story, how he was involved in another network marketing company called.
Thanks, Enoch. You know, I think that's kind of what this call was, this session was wanting to be, was about personal growth that we have managed to receive, whatever, through the weekend, number one, and through this business. And yes. I know had I been a woman on my own driving past that car, I probably wouldn't have stopped. Because we live in a country that it's not always safe to do that. I might have seen it possibly. It was a ruse or something that, a trap of some description. So I'm so pleased that it was 2 men and a woman in your vehicle, Mark, that you are the kind of people who do stop to help. Because I know, in fact, had I been on my own, I probably, and then I would have driven all the way to Kenton, beating myself up. That maybe it was a perfectly innocent situation and I had abandoned them. So I'm very grateful it was you people in the car and that you stopped and did what you did. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Oh, all sorts of other people coming on. That's great. I hope you all heard Enoch's story. But anyway, let's just reflect a little bit on our weekend.
Jen,
I think we were talking. Sorry, Enoch.
It is what Mark did that was just so commendable. He didn't hesitate to stop. He saw the hand and she just stopped immediately and pulled over. And that to me touched my heart. You know how love can be spread. You can be touched by another act of love when someone else does something. Bingy was the one who shared the story about how Charlie would always call. She said that if you didn't wish mommy happy birthday, Charlie would have already beaten you to it. You got to wake up earlier than Charlie. And that touched my heart. So it's the family and it's the way Mark stopped. And when he stopped, I also got it from him that this is an act of love. And it touched my heart then. And I was able to then extend it and keep on going. And I know that someone else is also going to be touched by that, if not that family. And they will also extend it to another family. And so we're making that mission that we have come true of making the world a happier and a better place. But it's beginning with me. Thanks, Jan.
Fantastic. Thank you, Enoch. Thanks so much. Yeah, you know, on our trip back, we were chatting sort of quite long and hard about what the weekend had meant to us, and I'd be so interested to hear from some of you who weren't in our vehicle if there was anything sort of specific or special that was perhaps different from other weekends that you might have attended that has really kind of touched your heart or made you see things a little bit differently that might help you change how you've been doing things. Would anybody like to contribute? Anybody like to chip in? Because I think it would also help the folk that couldn't get there, just to kind of get some kind of lesson from what we have received.
Okay, I hate the silence, so
I know you do.
Morning, everybody. You know, as always, there's always something different and new and special at Bloom. And I just, you know, I keep saying this, but I can't help it. I can't stop saying it, that I've never come across a business like this where God is on it so much, and where God is the center point of a business. And sorry for me getting emotional, but as Enoch heard how it was part of another network marketing, and there was absolutely nothing like that. And it was just about money. And the way that the caring is almost preached right from the top, that, you know, this is a caring company, and if you don't care about people, Charlie has said it over and over again, get out, because this is not just about making money. It is about making a difference in other people's lives. And I mean, what Mark and Enoch did just showed it once again. They made such a huge difference in that family's life. And we just need to keep telling ourselves every day that if we care enough about people to make that difference in their lives, the money will follow. And we just need to continue with our mission to end the trend of chronic disease and make the world a healthier and happier place. And what stood out for me further is what Charlie, I won't mention, but what he said to our little team, the Wilson team, on Friday night. He basically kicked our butts, but as only Charlie can, and told us to get our gat in rat.
Yeah.
And in a very special way. And it was also wonderful to have Louis there, and also to see his commitment to not just his own team, but the whole of the Eagle team, and all the amazing work he does. You know, all the lives that he has on Facebook that anybody can join and learn more. And yeah, just the love and the caring and the unity amongst the Eagle team. I don't know how anybody can choose not to be part of the Eagle team, because it just adds an extra dimension to the business. Thank you, Jan.
Thanks so much, Mary Lisa. Much appreciated. Anybody else?
Jen?
Morning.
Yes. Who was that? Go, Yoli.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Morning. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Yeah, I think just to add to what Mary Lisa is saying is, I think for me, I can sum up this weekend for me as saying, you know, Neo Life, especially the Eagle team, they just want to catch you doing the right thing. And I realized that, you know, when you see the people going up the stage, and yes, I didn't go up the stage for the first time since I've been in Bloem, but I realized that they just want to catch you doing the right thing. And despite that, everybody just want you to succeed. You know, the love, the caring, you know, people who even don't know me, they just came to me and asked my name. You know, people from Mozambique, when we were waiting from Z, just came to me and want my number and say, hey, you are going to do this business. So yeah, they you know, everybody just believes in everybody. And that's what I can sum up this weekend with, and the caring. Yeah. So with that, I think we are going to do this business. We're just going to do it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Yoli. Thanks so much. Yeah, and you may not have gone up onto the stage, but look at the size of the team you had there. It was amazing. Incredible. Anybody else?
Can I come in, Jen?
Yes, of course you can. Thanks, Busy.
Okay. Good morning, colleagues. I've learned a lot during the weekend. I've seen how wonderful Eagle team is. The team is just like the Eagles. But what came out to me as a good lesson is the diversity that I saw in Bloem. Different communities coming together with different cultures. And in those cultures, you just have to display love, because the different or the diverse people are showing love to one another. Coming to the business side, I was so impressed and I was excited about the product demonstrations and testimonies. Charlie's presentation to me was the highlight on how to present the business opportunity to your a prospective. One thing that he emphasized is these three basic needs that we have to do: use your products, sharing the opportunity. But how you share the opportunity to me was a big lesson. I was aware, but when it was said by Charlie, it became a different concept. And I think you asked, what is it that one can do differently? I will make sure that I do as Charlie demonstrated. I'll imitate Charlie. Maybe that can bear more fruit to me. And I was so, his humor when he was making this presentation, when you ask a person a question and then he said, then shut up. In the beginning, I was wondering, why should you say to a person, I thought he was saying you should say to a person. Then he said, you shut up and wait for the person to respond. Yes. Yeah, which means he was teaching us to present the concept and then you listen. Don't talk too much. Shut up and listen to the person's needs. So I've learned a lot, and I think this weekend will make a difference to me. I thank my team for motivating us to go to Bloom, and thanks to personal growth. Thank you, guys. That's what I've learned in the conference.
Tracy. And this for me just proves something. As Fezi said, she's actually heard these things before, but it was this Bloom that the penny really, really dropped. And you never know when you go to any function, whether it's going to be that function, whether some or other penny drops, and it makes things just that much clearer for you. So that's why it's so important to attend all these things. I don't know who Samsung SM is, but I see you've got your hand up. Would you like to open up your mic?
Good morning. That's me. That's Pesci.
Hi, Pesci.
Yes. Good morning, team.
Hi. Nice to have you on.
Oh, wow, Pesci. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Hey, I'm just going to share a little bit. I have some highlights about Bloom that I would like to share. My first one, meeting Hazel in person. Wow! That was Hazel. Yes. And she looked at me and she said, "You can do this. I told you are a gem. So do this thing." So she was so straight with me, telling me just how much she wishes the best for me. That was big. And then I was looking at this girl and I was like, I've been wanting to meet this girl in person as well. I took up all the courage I have and I walked to Bingi Nyakwela. And I had a chat with her, Bingi from Tanzania. I had a chat with her, and for me, that was amazing. So I met the people I've always wanted to meet in person. And we had such an amazing conversation. And we even took a selfie. So it's people that inspire me in this business that I look up to so many people. What I know about New Life and Eagle Team is that is where you get the most authentic kindness and affection and encouragement. Everything is so pure and beautiful. there are no pretenses, there is no judgment. When you find yourself in a bad space and you are not able to do the business, nobody judges you. People are just wanting to embrace you and see you fly. So that's amazing. Another thing is the fact that Charlie always emphasized the fact that there's nothing you can do without God. Let God be the anchor of what you're doing, the anchor in your life. And then he gives you strength to grow. But all that happens with you setting goals. I love the presentations about goal setting, how you set those goals, and you don't just set them. You know when you want to achieve them, and you write down what you need to do to achieve those goals, and how you interact with everything, your customers, your downlines, your environment, with yourself, because sometimes we think that what is important is interacting with other people. We forget that there is an important interaction that has to happen. You with yourself, looking after yourself, taking care of yourself, so that people who see you taking care of you look at you and want to be where you are. So for me, when that interaction was mentioned and emphasized on, that the biggest asset that you have in this business is yourself. So take care of that asset, which is you, so that you are able to take care of the other assets that are your downlines, that are your customers, and then it becomes not too smooth a sailing, but it becomes a little bit smoother when you know how to interact positively with everything and everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Peshi. Thanks so much. Sure. I'm so glad you met your idols and you and that you got so much out of it. That's just brilliant. I'm very happy for you. Anybody else?
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
And it was super good to meet you in person. And Yoli, it was nice to meet you there too. I think the excitement of the weekend was too great, but I have to say something because otherwise my downline is going to think that I did not gain from this weekend. But I suddenly developed a cold last night. My brains feel like it's moving when I move. So it's a horrible feeling, but I have the supplements. I'm just doing what I think I need to do for myself. But it was an event not to have missed. I am actually, I feel my new downlines who are so excited. They have missed out on a great event. If only I could get them there and get them to understand more of what the weekend is about. But and what hit me, well, we should rather say not the highlight. We should say what was the lesser of all the highlights, because I think everything was a highlight. There was just every speaker, you could gain something from them. There was not someone that you could say, "Oh man, I know this." No, when you listened, you actually realize the passion that they speak with, and how it has impacted on their business. You can only say to yourself, if I am not going to take away anything from here, then I'm going to lose out. And what Hansi said about your moral compass, your heart, that must guide you. You really, and I really need to remember that at all times when I myself or even downlines look as if they're off the path, the straight path, because it is what's in your heart, and you've got to. That is like you put it, your moral compass. It's going to steer you into what you need to be doing. And Really. I don't know why it hit me so over the weekend, because I mean, I've heard it before, and I know that you need to be in your business with your heart, because you don't love people, if you don't care for people, if you don't want to make a difference in their lives, you're in the wrong business. So yes, but it was a great weekend. I don't have all the excitement that just reached the peak that knocked me off, that I am where I am today, or whether it is maybe that my kids were to have to see me back home, and what I had for supper last night made me sick. I don't know, but it was a great weekend. And Yoli, I'm so sorry. I thought Yoli was a tall girl, and when Axel brought Yoli to me, I couldn't picture Yoli. You know what the picture I had in my mind. But it's always nice to go to these places, because you on Zoom you are a family. When you get there, you know you're actually more of a family, because we all have the same thing in common. So for my downlines, start putting money away now already. You know, for the next Bloom or the next event, or don't miss out, because you really not going to be able to get back what you had there. You're going to get something new again at the next event, but you've missed out on the event that you've missed out. And life happens, but just try your best to be at every event. And the emotions that go into Bloom, you know, with Charlie, makes it also so much worth the while to be there, because it's not a business just for the money. It's a business of helping people. The interest he showed, I mean, he was so serious a Friday night. I'm not going to repeat what he said to us as a group, but he was so serious about it. And if anyone felt that it was personal, I think they need to examine themselves, because to me, it was just that this man has got such a big team, but he has so much interest in each and every one of us. And there was no time for excuse. Your husband had a stroke, do this and do that, and get your act straight. So it was like, you know, you're going to be able to help him if you do the business right. So it's really, you know, just meeting people in person, and just seeing that they have the same common, we all have the same common goal. And it is really, really a time that you should actually give yourself. It was even good to see Mark's grandchildren. We hear them jabbing sometimes and playing and paw and whatever at the back, in the background. It was so good to see them. It is just almost like it's part of your family, even part of our family. So yes, you learn a lot. And I just had to, although my head feels like it's moving, everything inside is moving, but I had to just say to my downline that is on the call, you've missed big time. And to my and to my team members who are on the call, who were there, I don't think we're going to even do justice if we try to give some of our excitement over. So thank you, Jan. Thank you, Jan. It was good to meet you in person too. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Kulsum. Wonderful, wonderful. Next one. Who else would like to share?
Yes, Jan. Morning, everybody. Yes, I was just thinking and almost couldn't talk because, I saw Charmaine this morning on the group, and they got home half an hour ago.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, if we just keep on listening when God talks. There was a small little flame, and I tapped into that when it came to Charmaine. She called on Wednesday evening and said, I tried everything. I cannot make it. I said, did you pray? She said, yes. I said, are you trusting? She said, yes. I said, then you're going. Why are you now doubting? The weekend is only on Friday. But to make a long story short, I don't know how she got there. She said she don't know how she got there, but she got there. And up to even Sunday, I said, you know, because I know my children, and I said, Charmaine, just breathe, you know. And she turned to Kulsum, and the two of them were laughing because then Kulsum had a story and she told Kulsum, just breathe. And the lesson that I got out of the weekend, there was a lot, but the lesson that I got this morning, because we will still get lessons out of the weekend if we just tap into that, is the different Charmaine that I see this morning. There was no ways that she would be on this call, no ways. But I can just now plug into what Bloem the weekend meant for her and work on that as an outline. And so I just want to tell you guys, just stay plugged into what God tells you to do, even if you're afraid. I was just thinking, you know, while everybody was talking, how I didn't like to go to Bloem because I felt like, and I don't know the English word, but the Afrikaans word is aspoestertjie. You know, you all alone, you see all these people so excited, and you sit there and you have a team, because I had a team. And I was still feeling this feeling. And this morning I can say that feeling God took away. It is not there anymore. And so guys, don't tell me that whatever challenge you have is so big that you cannot make a Bloemfontein, because I believe that God has a message for everybody when you make that sacrifice. And so I just want to give off what I was supposed to give off at Bloem, because I just felt like, again, that aspoestertjie. How can you now take the mic and say, but you still need to do that? And I felt so strong that I had to do it, that I did not even sleep the Friday evening. Because I believe God said, we need to have the attitude to be so hungry, but that hunger needs to start with us. So I told my team, you need to write down at least 5 to 100 things why you are hungry. You are hungry to educate yourself. You are hungry to make a difference in people's life. And the second one that he said is, we need to have this attitude that, yes, we're going to have challenges, because that will give us stories. And our stories is going to help other people. But we need to grow through our challenges and not only go through it. And the last one, I love the most. He said, we need to have an attitude that the battle were never ours, but his. Why do we keep on making it ours? And so I just wanted to give that off, because I had to do it in Bloem, and I did not step into what God wanted me to do. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jen.
Sure. Just wonderful. Thank you, Hazel. You're such an inspiration to us all. Who else?
Good morning, Jen. Good morning, everybody.
Oh.
I am so privileged to be on this call this morning. I am part of it, but I have an off day today, and that is why I could go. I tapped in late because I forgot to charge my phone because I was so excited about Bloem yesterday. And amazing upline I have, Hazel. She reminded me about the school this morning, and I thank you, Hazel, for that. I just want to say I've attended many Blooms, but this was really a highlight for me, like any other. No Bloom is the same, but this really highlights out for me because of my goal that I have. Yes, I've reached some goals through the years, but this is really a goal that I need to overcome a fear. And every session spoke directly to my heart. But Charlie was the highlight. If he can do it practical while we were sitting there, what is wrong with me? And the other thing is, I am in a daily job, which it's crazy, and I don't know about it. I can't even be on the call sometimes. But I was looking at Charlie, and last night while I was doing what Hazel asked us to do, and I was thinking about Charlie, and I was thinking, I'm in a daily job, but that my boss don't come near Charlie, and he's my part-time boss. And I thought to myself, wow, what is wrong with me? My biggest goal is to fire my boss this year because I'm in retirement and I'm still working. So what is that fear? I need to overcome that fear of firing my boss because I need to believe in God first, myself, and what Charlie has brought over. And that was an eye-opening for me. And I just wanted to say thank you very much, because this is really a company, and I can say a family company, which I feel I am really part of. And going back to my work tomorrow is actually my biggest challenge because of this weekend. So I just want to say thank you very, very much. And that was highly, Charlie really spelled it out for me. And I just want to say that is the highlight of Bloom for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. So lovely to hear you speak. Wonderful. Rashida, you've opened. Rashida, would you like to say something? Or Charmaine? Looks like you also open. Would you like to say something?
Yes, I would like to say something.
Great.
I am very, very tired at this moment. I just stepped into my house with swollen feet. It seems like my hair hasn't been brushed for 4 years. And but I just thought when I came in, I said to my husband, I need to charge my phone. I need to tell these people something. I'm so excited and I'm emotional. And he said, you first greet your family. I said, yes, I can greet you later. You're not going anywhere. So I just want to say thank you for a wonderful weekend. Even for you, Jan, you know, sometimes you stand there and you think to yourself, isn't this lady, the lady on the group, I wonder will she recognize? She will definitely not recognize me because she hasn't seen me before. So, and I went to you and you greeted us with so much love and warmth. And thank you for that. Because there is some still fears in me of going to people and just talking to people. Even Mark gave me such encouraging words about the fears that I have. It was an absolutely wonderful weekend. And then lastly, but definitely not the last person, is Auntie Hazel. She scolds me a lot. I call her Auntie Hazel because it's out of respect. I don't call her Hazel, and she's going to scold me again if this call is finished. But Auntie Hazel, I am so glad that you believe in me, even though you get, I know, I won't tell them what you tell me when we have a one-on-one, because I don't think they don't know that side of you. But getting me out of bed and getting me going, getting me to Bloemfontein, and I'm just so very excited, and I'm praying to God that He keeps me like I am on the high today to do my next step. Because what Charlie said, and I'm not going to repeat the word that he said. So yes, I think it's all up to us, because we've been injected with 10,000 injections this weekend. we have to do something about it. So thank you very much to all of you and love you all. Thank you so much. And I'm going to bed now.
Well, sleep
Night,
well.
night,
You deserve
Charmaine.
a good rest. Thank you for contributing.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Oh,
Please
Charmaine.
remember to
Oh,
greet your family
that-
before you go to sleep.
oh, so happy that Charmaine spoke, because she told me in Bloem that she never will, and she just has. So you're a winner, Charmaine.
Just gone, Jan.
Yeah, I see that. Anyone
Yeah.
else? Time has marched on, but if anybody does want to share, please feel free.
Jan, just briefly, I got a lot out of this weekend. It's right from that very first session with Attitude, and I think I need to thank Hazel for her contribution on that one as well, but all through the weekend, the various little bits and pieces. But one of the things that has kind of struck me in retrospect, and I think it ties in with the whole weekend, is that sometimes you just have to make decisions. And that decision sometimes comes at a cost. We had some challenges over the weekend, but we made some decisions. And I believe the decisions that we made on the spur of the moment were very good decisions, but they weren't spur of the moment because we were in God's hands. We'd been praying, a number of us had been praying for the weekend. And before we left home on Friday, I ran back into the house to go and fetch this very thick jacket, which I threw in the car. Throughout the weekend, I felt very uneasy at the fact that I'd added extra bulk to the vehicle. But with that incident that we had on the way back after we dropped Jan and we were helping those people on the road, I was extremely grateful for the fact that I had this thick jacket while we were changing the tires and trying to get the wheel off and all the rest of it. And it just goes to show that we are in God's hands. When we commit ourselves to his care, he will make a way for us. I mean, you know, there were just so many little things that pointed to that. And you listen to the sessions that there were. And also the issue of making the decision and just going with it. And Hazel, you and I were a part of a discussion we had with the Father Eagle. You know, just decide, just do it. And I think those decision things come all the way through the course of the weekend. And then for me, another thing is fears. You know, when Megan said we're going to take the kids, I was always worried about the fact if we take the kids, are they going to make a noise in the venue? And if they do make a noise, what are they going to miss out on? Well, you know, they went through that whole weekend. And for me, what it says is that sometimes what we fear about is not going to happen, and especially if we committed to God in prayer. There's a wonderful chorus, you know, committed to him in prayer. And I'm not going to try and sing it right now this early morning, but you know, just the fact that if we humble ourselves and allow him to guide us and to give us inspiration, and we go out there, as we've heard, in faith. And I look at those people who came from Tanzania, how much they contributed, and they've got a function coming up, you know, in a little while, but they've got such passion and such excitement about what they're doing, as did everybody else. And so I've got a lot of notes that I'm going to have to work through. I've got a lot of action that we're going to need to take, but I'm looking forward to it. And just being able to be with the people in the vehicle coming back and to hear you guys chatting this morning about what it's done. It's like it's a weekend function all on its own in Mini. So without saying any more, I know time has marched on, but to all of you, well done. Thank you very much for being who you are and keeping that fire, that Eagle Team fire, burning for all of us. Bless you all.
Fantastic. Right, folks. It's 5:55 already, so I think let's call it a day. But if you have anything you would really like to share that you perhaps haven't shared, put it on a little voice note and put it on our personal growth group, and then others will also pick them up and listen to them, I'm sure. So if you've got something positive or exciting that you just would like to share with everybody, please just do that. I mean, we really won't mind if we have 10 or 20 just positive little snippets that we share on the personal growth group. And then Mark, I think if you could share this recording of this one, and I will really, and then we can all encourage our downlines to listen to it, because I think it might be that little bit of fuel that they need to start thinking about the next function, whether it be, the summit or whether it be next Bloem. If they hear it now, hot off the press. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic week. I'm assuming we'll have some form of presentation tomorrow evening. I haven't even looked if we do have one or who's doing it. But otherwise, see you on Wednesday morning.